Welcome to my first vegetable garden. I showed you how to set up a grow light that goes with this setup, and basically what I'm trying to do is give you some confidence to grow your own transplants. And like I said in that other video, this shoebox was $1. You can grow 6 to 8 transplants in it, tomatoes or peppers, and it's big enough that you can start the seeds in this, let it grow to transplant size, and you don't need to move these around. For instance, there's a lot of videos, in a lot of my videos, you start in these small seed cells and you transfer them to cups and you let them grow bigger. Well, rather than having you go through all that process, you can just grow them in a shoebox plastic container just like this, or something similar to that. These are only $1 at Home Depot, 98 cents, and this is how you set it up. You want to put in enough soil that you have about 2 to 3 inches. That will let a nice root system develop. That's why the plant can stay in here from when it germinates till it gets to the full size of transplant, because there's plenty of soil in here for the root system to grow. So put in 2.5, 3 inches of soil, and then you want to pack it down. You want a nice, solid starting base for your transplants. Put some more into there, and if you notice, this is dark. This already has water in it. And the reason you want to do that is you want to pre-moisten this before you use it. When it comes out of this bag, and this is what I recommend, it's about $5 a bag. I have plenty of videos to show you how to make your own, but if you don't want to, Jiffy Starting Mix, $5. I got that at Walmart. And set up your starting base. Now, what does pre-moistening mean? When that starting mix comes out of the bag, it's dry. It looks just like this. If you just put in dry mix in here and then you put in water, this would actually float, and it could take several days for it to absorb the water because it's just so light, and your seeds could drop to the bottom and just get messed up. So put it into a bowl, put some water in there, and then with your hand just mash it through the water, pre-moisten it. This will absorb water quickly now. It's already got water in it, enough for you to set up the base, and then when you go to water, it will quickly absorb the water. The dry stuff really does float, so it's kind of weird. So pre-moisten it. So now that you have your starting base set up, you're going to want to water from the bottom. And usually I have my container sit in another container with holes in the bottom. I fill up the tray and it absorbs water that way. You don't really want to poke holes in this. So get a water bottle, cut it down the size so that it's below this rim, just like that, and you're just going to drop it right down into the middle. Move all the starting mix out of the way. Put this around it. Now in the bottom of the water bottle, there's 5 or 6 holes I punched in there with a knife, and this is how you're going to water. The water will fill up in here, and then it'll slowly disperse through the bottom and take care of your transplants. For planting, 6 holes. You can do this for tomatoes, peppers, eggplant, lots of different vegetables that you would start indoors. Now tomatoes, you want to start indoors 6 to 8 weeks before the nighttime temperature really stays at 50 degrees. And with peppers, you want to start them, and eggplant, 8 to 10 weeks before the outdoor temperature at night stays 50 degrees. And the reason you want that is because they're warm weather plants, so when the nights get into the upper 30s, middle 40s, they really don't grow, so you don't want to put them out too early. They're just going to sit there. So this is how you set up your seed starting system in just a little bit of a shoebox like this. In about 3 weeks, it's going to look like that. So you got another 3 to 5 weeks to go for them to grow. You can leave them in here. Now, say we're into near the 8th week, these are ready to go outside. How you're going to move these from here to the outdoors is about a week before you're going to go outside, you're just going to get a knife and cut through the root systems. And you're cutting a nice big square here so that you are cutting the roots, but you're not going to harm the plant. So you're cutting it into 6 squares. What that does is it cuts the roots. More roots will start inside this square here. And in that week's time, the plant will have recovered from the cut. You're going to just take this square out, and the root system should be really packed in there that the soil stays together. And you just drop this into your container or into your earth beds by burying the tomato, whatever size it is, about halfway up the stem. drop it into the container or to the hole in the garden, and you will have nice, healthy transplants. So the previous video talked to you about how to set up the lighting. This shows you how to set up the shoebox so that you can grow your transplants and how you would get them into the ground. In my next video, I'm going to talk about watering, fertilizing, and go in depth more about what kind of fertilizer you want to use for your indoor seed starts. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please check out my blog at www.therustedgarden.blogspot.com. Thanks.